Brand.
It's not me.
Jasmine, I don't understand. I thought me and you was like really gang.
We
What's
are.
going on?
We are,
Gang.
but I'm not high risk.
And what does that even mean?
Yeah, we don't understand what that means.
We're going to have to figure that out.
Yeah.
But, of course, we have a great show for you today. You know, this is Way Up with Angela Yee, and we always started off where we shine a light on somebody doing something positive, somebody who's done something nice for us. I'm going to find out this guy's name because I want to shine a light on him one of these days.
Okay, yeah.
But I was walking to work. I ran into him twice. He works at one of these buildings in the area where we are, and he always has nice things to say about Way Up.
Right.
Yep,
That's
he does.
dope.
And he has nice things to say about Way Up with Angela Yee, and he also has nice things specifically to say about you.
It's a great way to start your day when somebody has something good to say. Like, man, you've been hearing a lot of good things about yourself.
I have. I mean, listen, we blowing up, baby.
Yeah, it was iffy because the first day you came here, it was drama. But then, you know,
I don't
Was it?
remember.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, I don't, that's
But
so
now
far.
things have
That's
gone.
that's so far in history. I don't even remember. Everything is good and splendid.
it's splendid.
And you're finding love. You're
Finding love.
one step closer.
I found a couple loves.
You did. You did.
Yeah, Maino is up here looking for love on Way Up with Angela Yee. I cannot wait to the day when Maino's like, yo, you coming to my wedding?
Ooh.
Right.
You know who invited me to their wedding way back in the day when he got married? Nori.
Wow.
And I was
Did you go?
I didn't get to go. It was in I think it was in Vegas.
Okay.
But I couldn't go. And I also was really broke at the time. So I was like, I don't know if I can afford to fly out, get a room, you know? And so,
Have things changed? Maybe you should have Angela officiate your wedding.
Really?
well, I would have to be.
Let's get a
That's nothing.
let's get a wife first.
Oh,
Okay.
we're planning everything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is Way Up with Angela Yee, and you guys are going to call in right now and shine a light on them. 800-292-5150 is the number. Anybody that you want to show some love to, give them some positive energy because we know it means a lot to us when people do it for us, and I'm sure for you it does too. Call us 800-292-5150. Shine a light on them on Way Up with Angela Yee.
We gon' light the block up. I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
Hey, it's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it's time to shine a light on them. This is when you guys get to call in and shine a light on somebody doing something positive. Maino is here,
Yes, I am.
and Jasmine Brand is here.
Good morning.
Now, Jasmine said she wanted to shine a light on somebody, so you have the floor, Jasmine.
Yes, I want to shine a light on my therapist.
Wow.
Her name is Sonia. She's out of D.C. Sonia has been my therapist for about 3 or 4 years, and I have therapy with her like every week or every 2 weeks, and she really has helped me through some things.
That's good.
She gives me really great advice. She's a great sounding board, and I have a lot of issues, and she really be helping me work through them.
That's good. See,
Does she talk back like when you expressing your stuff? Does give
Yeah,
you
she
advice?
talks back, and I curse and I say
Really?
other kind of words and language with her, and she's a black woman,
Right.
and she has helped me through lots. I know the buzzword is trauma and all that kind of stuff,
Right.
but I really do have a lot of trauma, and she really has helped me through it. And
Nice.
she's like amazing for black women, and she's I can text her and I can be like, hey, I really need you, and she kind of helps me. She helps calm me down.
Right.
well, that's good. Well,
Yeah.
shine a light on her. Sonia, right?
Sonia, yes.
All right.
Kinda
Maino.
like, no, listen, I'm all for it. I had therapy before.
We're going to talk about that in a little
Yeah.
while. In the meantime, 800-292-5150. Shine a light on them. Hello, who's this?
Yeah, what's up, Yeezy?
Oh, my gosh. Hi, Trav. Hey, boo.
Hey, Trev.
What's up, Jazz? What's up, Maino?
What's happening, homie?
I was just talking about you, Trav, because you know Way Up with Angela Yee is on in Philly, and I just mentioned you in a call that we had.
Listen, I turned on the radio. I didn't know y'all was on in Philly. I had the radio on, and I was like, oh, man, I'm going to listen to iHeartRadio to hear Yee.
That's right. What's up, Trav? Who you want to shine a light on?
I don't want to shine a light on a real OG. I want to shine a light on Maino. Yo, these young is out, Maino. Okay? Because they be playing too much, bro. I love young cousins. I done had to punch them. Yo, these young boys play too much. I done punched a couple in the chest. Because they play too much. So I want to shine a light on Maino. Flip them out, punch them in the chest, do what you got to do.
New Maino.
But
No
Maino
violence,
he was
no
acting
violence.
though. He was
I
acting.
was just acting.
Yeah.
That was just all for the show.
You know what it is, Trav.
You heard?
Maino, I'm about to stream a couple of your songs right now. I respect you. Like, stop playing with the OG.
Well, thank you, Trav.
Thanks, Trev.
Shine a light
Bye.
on him.
That's crazy, dude.
Good morning. Shine a light on him. Who's this?
This is Ray Dollar.
Ray Dollar. Who you want to shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on Essence. she's the daughter of Mello from Respect Life, the creator. He passed away, and we buried him over the weekend. And I just wanted to give her, just want to shine a light on her.
Okay.
For being so strong during this moment. Her father was a big figure in the web series Culture, Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, and she just kept a stern, she just held it down. I just wanted to give her all the love and shine all the light on her.
Well, so much love to Essence, and thank you for calling to shine a light on her.
I appreciate that, Angela. And I think if more people go along with the pranks like Maino, more people will respect life. You know what I mean? So shout out to Brooklyn, shout out to Maino, and everybody, you know what I'm saying? Courtyard.
Love, brother, love.
You can't shout out Brooklyn without shouting out Maino.
That's a fact. Bed-Stuy all day.
All day.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that was Shine a Light on them, 800-292-5150. And remember, you can call us up all throughout the show and leave a message as well, which we'll play for our last word. But when we come back, we have Yeetie. We'll be talking about Rolling Stone, as in the publication. One person's mad and another person is venting. We'll tell you what they had to say on Way Up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Talk to 'em.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee, and it is time for Yeetie. Maino is here.
Yes, I'm back.
New Maino and Jasmine Brand is here.
Good morning.
Good morning. And with your Yeetie, let's talk about Rolling Stone. Now, they have a list of the world's greatest singers, and Chaka Khan had some issues with that list. They ranked her at number 29 on the 200 greatest singers of all time. She's behind Adele, Mary J. Blige, and she had a conversation with Andrew Goldman on The Originals podcast for Los Angeles Magazine. And here's what she had to say about the rankings.
Mariah Carey, number 5.
That must be Paola or something like that.
Beyonce, 8.
I'm not going to comment on that.
No comment?
I don't have anything to say about Beyonce. She's a great singer. She really has opportunity to be a great singer. She has what it takes.
Just ahead of you, Adele at 22.
Okay. I quit. Give me somebody else.
Mary J. Blige, number 25.
What? Wait. I'm 22 and she's 25?
No, you're 29 and she's 25.
Oh, now that's why I feel the way I do. You know what? These must be the children of Helen Keller.
Wow.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
Chaka
use
Khan.
that line.
Heavy.
These must be the children of Helen Keller. I'm gonna use that line.
Now, she also did say that Aretha Franklin, who was at number 1, she did say, as she effing should be, thank you, there's justice somewhere.
Yes.
And she also talked about her relationship with Mary J. Blige, who she does love, but she had a problem with Sweet Thing.
When you would introduce the Rufus song Sweet Thing,
I wrote it.
you would call it the song Mary J. Blige up.
Well, I didn't say that out in public. I might have said it to her.
How'd she it up?
Her vocals were flat. And I asked her, I said, what were you doing when you decided to cover Sweet Thing? Where were you at when you covered it? Oh, girl, I've been up all late and I was at 8 o'clock in the morning, girl. She said, girl, you don't sing nothing at 8 o'clock in the morning, especially if you have to get up to sing it. But she and I have that kind of relationship. We can talk.
Yeah.
I love her. She loves me. We don't have a problem.
I love hearing Chaka Khan
Chaka
curse.
Khan.
I love her cursing.
Where were you at when you covered it?
All right, now, speaking of Rolling Stone, The Weeknd has an issue with Rolling Stone. He said the publication is irrelevant.
Oh.
Yes, and so the problem that he has, he put up a post and said, at Rolling Stone, did we upset you? And the editor-in-chief responded afterwards, not at all, and he put up 2 Rolling Stone covers that featured The Weeknd on there. Now, the problem is this. The Weeknd is... There were some sources that told Rolling Stone that there were some issues with the show The Idol that is supposed to be coming out on HBO, and I guess they were trying to say that there was some difficulty and some concern about the direction and its focus on the female perspective. And The Weeknd, who co-created the series, allegedly scrapped the original storylines, which were told through the, quote, feminist lens. And he's doing this alongside Reza Fahim and Euphoria creator Sam Levinson. So I guess The Weeknd is offended that a source told them that there were some issues. And here is The Weeknd.
Rolling Stone came back to us about a cover.
Are they a little irrelevant?
It's a heritage brand. I think it's fail-safe.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it might be kind of past its prime.
Yeah, nobody cares about Rolling Stone.
Well, I know a few writers over there that I think would handle whatever we want to do with them in a really careful way, which I think is important at this point.
Rolling Stone has 6 million followers on Instagram, and Jocelyn has 78 million followers. So she does a photo shoot, she tags them, they get her followers, more money for Rolling Stone. nothing for Jocelyn.
All right, he was also in character for this.
Okay.
By the way.
All right.
Yes. And so HBO responded to the report. In a statement to Complex, they said the creators and producers of The Idol have been working hard to create one of HBO's most exciting and provocative original programs. The initial approach on the show and production of the early episodes, unfortunately, did not meet HBO standards, so we chose to make a change.
Okay.
And Vic Mensa has been sleeping rough. You know what that means?
No,
Nope.
not at all.
He's raising money for Chicago's homeless, and so he's been spending the night sleeping rough in Chicago. He's been sleeping in a tent under the city's viaduct with a group of individuals, giving out meals to the homeless and giving those who don't permanently live outside a humbling experience. Temperatures are in the mid-30s, and it also just recently snowed in Chicago.
So he's sleeping outside in a tent.
He outside.
To bring attention and to
Wow.
raise money for the homeless.
I get it.
Yeah, so, they're trying to raise $1 million to build a shelter for the unhoused, and they're still a little ways away from the goal of doing that. They raised about $126,000 so far, but that is a great way to bring some attention.
Yep.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have About Last Night.
Okay.
This is going to be a fun conversation because last night I hosted a screening and there were some good topics that came up. We'll tell you about it on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah. Last night.
So, about last night.
Last night.
Here's how it went down.
All right, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. Maino is here.
New Maino.
All right, Jasmine Brand is here.
Good morning.
And About Last Night is when we talk about what we did last night. And last night, Jasmine and I were at a screening for a new show called Act Your Age.
Hilarious.
On Bounce TV. It actually starts on Saturday, and it stars Tisha Campbell, Yvette Nicole Brown, and Kim Whitley. And some of the things that they talked about I feel like are very relevant, but one of the things in the first episode that you guys will see is about Kim Whitley's character is getting married on the show. And her name is Bernadette, right?
I don't remember her name.
Yeah, I think it's Bernadette. And she was getting married, but nobody wanted her to get married. Nobody liked the idea of her having this fiance that she met out of nowhere.
Right.
It seemed like she just didn't want to be alone and felt
Nobody
pressure.
was feeling him.
Right.
Her two closest friends.
And her son.
Yeah, weren't feeling it.
Did not want that to go down. And the question is for you guys, would you have an issue or would you tell your friend if they were about to marry somebody and you didn't think that they should? Do you think it's your responsibility to be vocal or do you think you should be supportive? Maino?
I think it's your responsibility to say how you feel. If that's how you feel and that's your friend and you've been friends with that person way longer than they've been in a relationship, yes, I don't like that for you.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't like that. But then let it go. You would go to the wedding.
Yeah, you gotta let it go. I pull up at the wedding, maybe blasted, you know.
Does anyone have any objections?
Plastered and blasted.
Yeah.
Maino pulls up.
All right, and Jasmine, what do you think?
I think I'm kind of with Maino on this one. I first of all, I don't like volunteering how I feel about somebody's man. So I just shut my mouth until my friends ask anyway. And then I'll just say it once and then I'm done with it. Like I don't, I'm going to be supportive after that. Because people going to be with who they want to be
Right,
with.
they're going to do what they're going to want to do.
I've never broke up or ended something with somebody because my friend thought something.
Right.
It's been because what they said was valid or something, but it's not like, oh, Angela thinks this guy's a
You had to
whatever,
see for yourself.
Yeah, I'm not so, and usually what you're saying, I think the other person probably knows, may have been,
I mean,
or just go to the wedding and just object.
No, you can't do that.
Object.
Like, why did you do this before?
Right, yeah.
Now, what if, and the other way around, though, if you strongly knew something about somebody's fiance, do you have a responsibility to tell them?
If that's your friend.
Like, if you knew something that they...
Like what?
Like, maybe they slept with somebody else or you knew that they cheated, because that could destroy everything. And now it's on you, and then they could still stay together. If
your alliance and your loyalty is to your friend and you think that they may be getting into something that may not be best for them,
you have to tell them.
I had my cousin, my real cousin, I seen her man just many years ago walk into a spot with another girl.
Ooh.
I didn't say nothing to her. He did, because he thought that I was going to tell.
Right.
So he just beat me to the punch.
Were you going to say something?
I was playing with it, and I was like, "Damn, man, I don't really want to do it."
The snitching code,
I understand, I understand from a guy. I might get caught doing the same thing. This is my real cousin. This is my real cousin. Yeah.
He saw his dad on BMF. He saw his dad with another woman. He was like, "Don't worry, I'm not going to tell Ma because it would break her heart."
Oh wow.
Can you imagine? Man, that's a tough one. Well, we want to know what you think. Maybe you've been in a similar situation. We're talking about Last Night. This is from the show Act Your Age that premieres on Bounce on Saturday. Would you tell your friend if you didn't think that they should get married to their fiance? And if you knew something, would you feel like you had an obligation to expose that, or would you just mind your business because it could destroy everything? 800-292-5150. Call us up. Let us know what you think.
Turn it all the way up.
Angela Yee is way up.
Now back.
Yeah, she back at it.
Bring in the back.
Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. Maino is here.
Yes, I'm still here.
Jasmine Brand is here.
Yes, I'm still here.
And we were doing Last Night. We were talking about the show Act Your Age that comes out on Bounce TV on Saturday. And one of the main things that happens in the first episode is the character Bernadette, played by Kim Whitley, is getting married, but no one wants her to get married.
Right.
Not her own son, not her best friends. Everybody thinks it's a bad idea. And I'm asking, would you tell somebody if you thought it was a bad idea? Now, Maino, you said you had an issue like that with your cousin.
Right.
You saw her man creeping out with somebody.
Yeah.
And he told on himself.
He did.
Great solution.
Right. I mean, he made it easier.
Yeah. I actually saw one of my friends' dudes out with somebody one day. And I did tell her.
You did. Were you guys close?
Yeah, I was actually in their wedding.
Whoa.
I don't know if that makes you close, but if you're close to her, then I understand it.
Yeah, I was in the wedding. Yeah. You should be close to somebody.
I don't know if I should tell, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt I had to. But I didn't say he was cheating. I just said I saw him. And she was like, who was he with? I said, some girl.
Mm-hmm. You knew what you were doing.
Yeah, I knew what I was doing.
She planted the seed.
That's it. That's all you can do. All right. Well, let's see what you guys think. 800-292-5150. What's up, Michelle?
Hey, what's up, Angela Yee?
What's good? So you had a situation. You had to talk to one of your friends about their fiance?
Yeah, it was years ago. I mean, he had a baby on and everything. And doing messed up stuff. And when I told, it was like I was a bad person. I'm messy. They accused me of being messy and everything. I'm like, call me a liar.
Oh,
I'm like, wow, you know. So I was like, nah, from here on out, I just mind my business.
And that's true. That can happen.
Did they end up getting together or staying together?
Yeah, they stayed together. Ended up getting married.
Oh, wow.
They're still together?
Yeah.
So you're not are you still friends?
But the problem is that some of these women stay out here, and not just women, because I am a gay female, like, but some of these relationships out here, they just put up with certain stuff. They just don't have no standards, no boundaries, no nothing,
Okay.
Even if it's your friend and you love them and stuff, you can tell them stuff, but if they're willing to accept it, it really ain't nothing you can do about it,
Yeah, and sometimes people be knowing, and they just, rather...
Are okay with it.
Yeah, and then you come in and you say some things, and they already been new.
Right, and then they get embarrassed.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that. Especially, another thing, a lot of men, they like that. They take care of the women real good, like take them with money and things. And a lot of times they don't want to give that up, and they'll put up with their bull. Oh, excuse me, sorry. They put up with their stuff.
Mm-hmm. We get it. All right, thank you, Michelle.
All right, bye.
Hello, who's this?
This is Q from Macon Jordan.
What up, Q? What are your thoughts about telling your friend that the person they're about to marry is no good?
You saying if they if I catch them like out of the blue with another person or something like that,
or anything,
it ain't your friend that they with?
Yeah, it could be that. It could be you just...
Go ahead. What you say?
I said it could be you caught them doing something, or you just don't like them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna speak on the issue like what Maino said. Like I seen one of my family members' husband out with another person different than her. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? I was contemplating in my head, should I tell my cousin or whatever? But at the end of the day, it's their relationship or whatever. Because like you said, they might end up back together. If I do say something to her, she might not want to hang around me or be around me. The vibe might be off and everything because I'm interfering with their relationship. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put it in his head like, oh dang, I see her cousin out. He might go tell, but I ain't gonna tell. But I'm gonna keep it in his head because he gonna be thinking like, okay, I should tell her before he tell her, or I'm gonna feel some type of way towards him because of the fact when we out in public and my cousin and him together, I'm gonna feel some type of way towards him. I ain't gonna speak to him, so they gonna leave my cousin say, why you acting like that towards him?
So what'd you do?
And I'm like, man, what did I do? Mm-hmm. Like when we used to go out on little double dates and stuff, I used to act like, like, man, I ain't feeling him. My vibe was off with him and everything. So she pulled me to the side and like, what's going on with y'all? So I was like, you want to know the truth? Or and yeah, she she was like, eventually she was like, yeah, what's going on? I was like, look, man, I ain't coming in between y'all two. I know y'all love each other, blase, but this what happened. And she was, and they handling it for it, but they still ending up together. See what I'm saying?
See?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do what they do. All right, thank you, Q. All right, thank you, everybody, for calling in. It seems like most of y'all feel like you might not want to tell. I don't know. I couldn't gauge it.
Yeah, I was caught up in the dude. Said he was going to tell on his own sister, though. That was crazy. Leave your sister alone. Let her cheat in peace.
All right, well, we have Yeetie coming up. And speaking of that, let's talk about Drew Sidora from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Her and her husband, Ralph, are getting divorced. They both filed for divorce. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea. Come and get the tea.
Yes, it is time for Yee Tea on Way Up with Angela Yee. Maino is here.
New Maino.
Always spilling the tea. And, of course, the Jasmine brand.
I'm still here.
All right. Well, Ray J has filed to dismiss divorce from his estranged wife, Princess Love.
We love that.
I know. We've seen them together quite a bit lately.
So they're getting back together?
Yeah.
They are together.
It feels like they never left.
Nice.
So, and we just saw them celebrating out here in New York. They did Valentine's Day together at Tatiana's. We went bowling. He brought the kids.
Their kids are so adorable.
Keep the black families together.
No, that's what we're trying to do for you. We're trying to find your wife, and you could be step zaddy.
Step zaddy.
So,
find me a wife with
and Maino
with
is reading
kids.
all your messages, by the way. So hit them up. Okay. Now, they're back together, but it looks like one couple has filed for divorce, and that is Drew Sidora and Ralph Pippen from Real Housewives of Atlanta. They filed for divorce on Monday after nearly 9 years of marriage, according to TMZ. Drew Sidora submitted her petition at 1:10 p.m., and then Ralph put his in 61 minutes later at 2:11.
Race.
So... Yes, and they both have different stories of when they separated. She has hers listed as February 23rd. He listed it as February 19th, but they did both decide that their union is irretrievably broken.
Great storyline for next season.
And I have to say, it's not a surprise. If y'all remember watching the show, there was a period of time when Ralph left and just did not communicate with his wife for a few days. Listen to this.
I'm not asking for much. Like going back to it because you danced around it, like you left and I didn't know where you were.
Correct.
You didn't take my phone calls. You didn't talk to me. You didn't text me back.
I didn't?
Unless it was about the house or about business.
Text messages. No. Not one single text message went without being returned in 1 minute.
What planet you can leave the house and you're married and you can't tell your wife where you're going, where you are? Like, that's crazy.
I was always accessible.
Where were you?
It's not about that.
It is. Where did you go? If you don't feel like you need to tell me where you went, then we can dead end it right there.
Where were you?
Tampa. He went to Tampa. But yeah, that was crazy. And then he also had an assistant who was texting him and offering massages.
Oh.
that was interesting.
I don't know, guys.
Assistant got many roles.
So are you saying we saw this coming, Angela?
I mean, look, they tried to stay together, but she's saying now that he is a serial cheater and also causing mental abuse in their marriage. Yes,
I don't like that.
They have that complaint. People magazine actually got that. And she said she simply cannot take his continued blatant disrespect and mental abuse any longer. She said that he committed repeated uncondoned adultery during the marriage and even allowed his multiple paramours to have direct contact with her so that they could flaunt their relationships with him. She said in one instance, a woman had the unmitigated gall and audacity to screenshot and send sexting messages directly to her and to Ralph. Once confronted with the text messages, Drew said her husband requested that they attend marriage counseling where he professed his love for her. And then she said his cruel treatment had accelerated and gotten progressively worse.
I love those descriptive words. Gall. The
unmitigated gall. And
I love
audacity.
He was a repeat offender.
She also said that he had been financially abusive throughout their marriage, where he allegedly withdrew a large sum of money from her business bank account across multiple days, and that he had asserted himself into all of her business affairs and had taken control of all her business and personal finances. And by the way, financial abuse is a real thing.
It is.
Well, he had to pay for those side chicks. I mean, what you expect?
Right? Maino.
It costs.
Maino. We're trying to help you find love, and you're not helping.
At all.
Side chicks cost, baby.
All right. And Tammy Rivera, let's talk about that. Peter Thomas, she is alleging, choked her niece. Now, if you guys saw what happened, there were these allegations that Peter Thomas was charged in connection to a physical altercation, second-degree assault charge. By the way, he did beat this charge, and here's what he had to say.
So I just walked out of the courthouse, and The verdict came back 12 out of 12 jewelry, not guilty. Keep on coming for me, but I tell them that I'm protected. I know what it is. Now when I don't talk to y'all, because I think y'all on some BS, don't take it personal, because it's stuff like this that makes me stronger.
All right, he was accused of allegedly drunkenly choking Chanel Williams at his restaurant in Baltimore. Now, here's what Tammy Rivera had to say about these assault charges that involved her niece.
Okay. My niece didn't want me to help her. She didn't want me involved. She wanted me to help her with the lawyer or the case, anything. What it boils down to is he had Warren Brown as a lawyer. My niece had a state's attorney. He put his hands on her. He choked her. She called me outside the restaurant crying hysterically. My niece is not loud. She's not ghetto. She does not be in no mess. For her to even call me like that and saying that someone and everybody who was in that club saw it. He called around that next morning multiple times trying to apologize and get in contact with her.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And here's what she says about Peter Thomas having a drinking problem also.
If it gets to a point where you can't control your liquor and you don't remember what happened and you have to call around and say, oh my God, I don't remember what happened last night, that's sad. Get some help. Thank God that you had a little money to get you a good lawyer to get you off, but next time it might not go that way. This ain't Miami. This ain't, Charlotte. You in Baltimore. Get some help because it ain't going to be a next time. So thank God you won this case.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are stories that are flying under the radar that you should know.
Way Up with Angela Yee.
We turning up. Way up. I got news.
This is the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
Yes, it is time for Under the Radar on Way Up with Angela Yee. Maino is here.
And I'm not leaving.
He's not leaving. Jasmine Brand is here.
Good morning.
Good morning. And these Under the Radar stories are stories that are not necessarily headline news, but we should know about them.
Okay.
All right. So, first off, let's start with this. More than half of humans are on track to be overweight or obese by 2035.
I could see that.
And as we're sitting here eating jelly beans and snacks,
right?
we're like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would like to take ownership for bringing in the jelly beans, and I won't do it again.
Yeah. She's always like, here's some candy, and then there's candy in front of you. But yes, they said governments have to take decisive action to curb the growing epidemic of excess weight. About 2.6 billion people globally, which is 38% of the world population, are already overweight or obese. But they said with the current trends, that's expected to rise to more than 4 billion people in 12 years' time, according to research by the World Obesity Federation. So what they need to do, according to this report, like some tactics like taxes and limits on the promotion of unhealthy food. The number of people who are clinically obese will increase from 1 in 7 today to 1 in 4 by 2035. And if that happens, almost 2 billion people worldwide would be living with obesity.
Wow.
So I did a shallow dive. No, I did a shallow dive. I did a shallow dive of how you define overweight or obesity. Mm-hmm. Overweight and obesity are defined as abnormal or excessive fat accumulation that presents a risk to health. A body mass index, BMI, over 25 is considered overweight and over 30 is obese. This is according to the World Health Organization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we all got to do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to eat better.
Sometimes at certain places you go, they give you these huge servings too, and we always feel like we have to finish.
Also, they give us bread at the beginning of our meals, which I've been trying to say. Angela loves bread.
I love bread. I'm not going to lie.
I'll stay away from the bread.
Angela loves bread. She'd be like, you want some? You just hate some. You just want the bread.
Don't you have toast every morning?
We're not talking about me right now. We're talking
you love
about
bread too.
You try to stay away from bread, and every morning you have toast.
I do have a piece of toast.
Girls love bread too.
That's because I have to take crazy medicine, and so I need something in my stomach. I do have a banana and bread every morning,
and then you give us candy.
And I bring snacks every morning. I bring candy.
You bring a lot.
Yeah,
you bring a lot.
And she just plops it on the table. Like, where did this come from?
I also bring trail mix.
No, I don't see no trail mix over there.
I don't see any trail mix.
Angela, are you really going to do that right now? Angela, stop it.
I don't see trail mix.
Because you ate it.
I don't see trail mix.
Okay, all right.
So, yes. But anyway, that's something for us to all be more mindful of.
We need to start going to the gym, too.
Yeah, that would be a great idea.
Okay.
Lit.
And TikTok is launching a 60-minute daily screen time limit for users under 18. So that's a new feature for teen users. To be clear, it doesn't block you from spending longer than 60 minutes on the platform, but an extended breakdown of the new features shows that users under the age of 18 will be prompted to enter a passcode once their time time limit is hit, and that's implemented so that users have to make an active decision to go beyond 60 minutes.
They'll figure that out.
I like that idea though,
But they'll find their way around it.
No, you just put your passcode in and you continue to
fine.
stay on.
But it makes you think like, damn, I've been on here 60 minutes already.
Do you look at, you know how you get those alerts at the end of the week saying you're down screen time or you're up? Do y'all get those alerts?
No.
I do.
I get those.
Yeah, it sends you an update on your screen time on your phone.
You don't get that?
No, I
love it because I'm always celebrating secretly when I realized I was down just a little bit on my screen
Nice.
time.
I probably don't have that feature turned on.
Yeah, we'll turn it on for you.
Yeah, help me
And
out.
it's also hard because sometimes it's work too.
Yeah,
it's work related. We're looking at things for work.
Right.
You know,
my stuff is work related when I'm on my
Maino got all them girls in his DMs. He's got.
Is that what it is?
Listen, we were checking out these beautiful ladies.
Were you?
Yeah.
With you and I and
we.
Angela. Yeah, we were.
There's a lot of beautiful women who are hitting up Maino because he's looking for love.
New Maino.
So continue.
I hope later that we can kind of continue with trying to find Maino love.
But
today.
we are going to.
No,
vet
this is
them
a real
out.
thing. It's really happening.
We're going to vet these women out.
Yep. We have a new title that we could talk about later too.
All right. Yeah, we have a new title because Larsa Pippen is going to be joining us today on Way Up with Angela Yee, and we'll hear what she has to say about her dating life. But Marcus Jordan's with her too. So let's see if we can get him to say a little bit with us also. And we have the Way Up mix at the top of the hour, and then Larsa Pippen. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, listen. You Way Up with Angela Yee. Way Up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way Up.
Hey, it's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm not just a brand, I'm my own brand. Jasmine Brand and New Maino.
I'm never leaving. I'm
Y'all
here.
need like intros like wrestlers.
Yeah.
We do.
You know,
Maino just heard my rap and he's impressed.
Yes. I'm not just a brand, I'm my own brand.
I get the stories, but the D.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
all right, guys.
Let's get into the Yee team. First off, let's talk about Michael Darby from Real Housewives of Potomac. He is suing our girl Candace Dillard, and that's a defamation lawsuit after she claimed that he performed oral sex on a man. Michael Darby is Ashley Darby's estranged husband, and he has filed this lawsuit because of this clip.
I've also heard that Chris has been in some other DMs that are not quite as innocuous and innocent as mine.
Ashley, your
Just
husband
so you know.
likes to leave you.
Do you want to
and go to a man named house and suck his. So let's not.
Is this deflection?
Because Chris ain't sucking no.
I was not supposed to talk about this person, but he says Michael Darby is a client of his. That's what your ass get, because I was holding on to that.
Woo. Now, he said that he reportedly sent Candace a cease and desist letter earlier this year, but she has yet to retract her story.
Okay. $2 million in damages. All right.
She's sticking to it.
Yeah, she's sticking to her story.
She has some aggressive language.
Yeah.
Woo, she's so calm with it.
She is. And she be looking cute when she be saying all this crazy stuff.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Candace. All right. Don C has been named Mitchell & Ness's creative director, so congratulations to him.
Congratulations.
Yes, this news was revealed yesterday following a press release. In his new role, he'll bring his influence to products like NBA shorts and headwear, as he recently did with their 2001 luxury Just Don Caps collaboration. It's hard to get your hands on some of his collabs,
Yeah, and they super expensive.
Yes. He said, working with Mitchell & Ness is a dream come true. I grew up on throwbacks and sportswear, so it's an honor to be able to impact something that affected me so much through my creative journey. So congratulations to him for that.
That's dope.
I feel like, and there was a lot of investment into Mitchell & Ness recently, right? Didn't some artists invest also?
Maino, did you?
No.
Okay.
He would, though. All right, now, Jussie Smollett, Anatomy of a Hoax. It's a new docuseries.
Okay.
From Fox Nation, actually.
Interesting name.
It's a 5-part docuseries, and it's set for release on March 13th. It's going to have exclusive interviews with the brothers who have never previously spoken to the media about the part they played in that whole, quote, elaborate plot. We don't know if it's a hoax or not.
Right.
But to stage a hate crime against Jussie Smollett 4 years ago, it takes a deep dive into a scam that reverberated through the world of entertainment, pop culture, and politics.
We definitely have to watch
So
that.
he's sticking to his story.
Yes.
I'm innocent. I didn't do it.
And look, if he feels like this is not true, he too can sue for defamation.
He can. I like how Dave Chappelle says Jussie Smollett.
Juicy.
Yes.
Juicy.
Yes.
Juicy Smollett.
Yes. I know you're not going back for more
This
jelly
is so
beans.
bad.
Okay.
This is I'm
This
so
is
upset.
Jasmine Brand's fault.
Wow.
Okay. All right, now Michael B. Jordan has been honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame ahead of the release of Creed 3, where he makes his directorial debut. So congratulations to him. He said, I'm extremely honored and grateful to be here, to be amongst artists that received this honor previously. Sidney Poitier, Cicely Tyson, Sam Cooke. I know it's not a small achievement, and it's not lost on me how special this moment is and what this represents to our community.
He got that kind of early.
He's 36.
But he's been working a long time since he was young.
Y'all remember him on The Wire?
Of course.
His first principal film role was in the 2001 sports drama comedy Hardball.
Okay, don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But that was 22 years ago, so maybe that's not early, right?
I just remember him as a little snotty little kid.
But I feel like right now he caught his stride right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, directing Creed 3 is a huge deal.
Starring and directing.
Chris Brown was, if you guys saw this, he was on stage. A woman was on stage. He was doing a dirty dance.
He was being filthy on the.
Put your phone down. Get this action in real time.
And she kept pulling her phone out.
Yes.
And she was, I guess, trying to film, and he got upset and threw the phone into the audience.
Yeah.
However, he did say she got the phone back. That's what Chris Brown said. So
right. You know,
we got to be in the moment, folks, right?
Yeah, get this action. This is once in
a lifetime for sure.
Like Maino, if Janet Jackson was giving you a lap, are you going to be up there on your phone?
Might need that footage though.
You know how much footage there is of that? Everybody in the audience.
I'm just saying so this is outside.
This is on stage.
On stage, he's performing. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna need my phone.
Yeah, everybody else and can you imagine even thinking at that moment, I need to pull my phone out?
I probably wouldn't be thinking.
I know. Can you imagine?
You gotta be enjoying the moment, guys. You gotta stop it.
In my head, Maino's had a lot of lap dances privately.
You know he has. Lou Maino.
All right. Well, that is your Yeetie. Now, when we come back, we do have, it is Women's History Month. So we are going to honor somebody who I personally know and I admire so much.
Oh, nice.
And we'll talk about her as an entrepreneur. She's been killing it lately. Also, Larsa Pippen is going to be joining us. She's an entrepreneur, too.
She is.
On Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. And Maino's here. Jasmine Brand is here.
I am here.
We're killing some pizza.
You love it here?
I love it here.
Yeah. You get fed well. You have shots. And
Oh, yeah, that's coming.
Shot o'clock is coming.
Shot o'clock.
All right. Well, it is Women's History Month, so every day we want to make sure we celebrate somebody amazing.
Yes.
And this is somebody who I know personally.
Okay.
But she is the owner and operator of Slutty Vegan. That is a plant-based burger restaurant chain. It started off in Atlanta. But even before that, she actually had a restaurant in New York, in Harlem.
Okay.
And then there was a fire in the kitchen and she had to start all over. But she learned a lot from that. It was a grease fire back in 2016.
Okay.
That's when she moved back to Atlanta. She's actually from Baltimore, though, and worked as a casting director for programs like Ayanla Fix My Life.
Wow.
And then she created the vegan restaurant Slutty Vegan because of her own cravings for vegan junk food. So she has some really fun names for the items on the menu, like One Night Stand, Fussy Hussy, Sloppy Toppy.
Oh. Sloppy Toppy.
I'll have some Sloppy Toppy.
Relax.
Nice.
Calm down, Maino.
Sloppy Toppy.
Calm down.
But the food is so good. When I tell you, when I first had one of her
burgers?
Slutty Vegan burgers, it is amazing. It's the seasonings, it's the toppings on there and all of that. And she has since grown that into a $100 million brand.
Dope.
There's even one in Brooklyn now.
Dope.
That's amazing.
Yeah, right.
By the way.
Fulton Street, right? Slutty Vegan. Sloppy Toppy.
Yeah.
They got those sloppy toppies over there?
Yes, they do. Go get some.
We got to get you some sloppy toppy.
And I saw she's been doing these sessions, right? I don't know if you guys have seen this, but basically she's always creating things and giving away money. She has a book out too, by the way. I actually hosted her book tour when it came to New York.
I heard.
Oh, it was amazing. And she always has like special surprises. She actually raps on there too.
She and I rapped together.
I feel a little competition right here.
Okay. All right, Pinky.
Yes, but I saw she also recently had a meeting with Netflix, and with Pinky, you never know
what's coming,
what is on the way. But congratulations.
Sloppy Toppy series.
Yes, to her. My gosh. She has a new Slutty Vegan location at Georgia Tech. I feel like every few days she's opening a new location and having a ribbon cutting ceremony.
Right, good for her.
Yes, but shout out to her. So,
I didn't know that she had a restaurant before. I also didn't know I knew she was a Delta. I didn't know she was from Baltimore. You know, I went to Morgan State University. I love Baltimore. I think and she was a casting director. I love to hear about people's lives before
the come up.
Yeah, big success. Because it lets us know this wasn't overnight. She's been putting in the work for a while.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you have it. She's also she also has this American Sesh, so you guys should make sure you check out.
It's the couch emoji, right?
What, the sessions? Yeah.
The couch
and
emoji.
she just came up with this idea out of nowhere. So basically she brings all these different people through, thought leaders and celebrities.
Okay.
And anybody that has a big idea, and they get to sit down at the table and just discuss and come up with ideas.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes I feel like the best ideas are when you have a session. If you're like, you know what, let's sit down and think about
just throwing stuff around.
Angela and I do that, but we usually drinking when we do it.
Sometimes it's even better.
Nothing wrong with that.
Because it's fluent.
Yeah.
Flows.
And you just talk it out and whatever
right.
sticks.
Just throwing stuff out there.
Yeah.
Now, Maino, have you ever gone vegan for any period of time?
Almost.
So that's it.
He said almost.
So that's no.
I went. Yeah, I took off everything except for fish.
Okay, so you were pescatarian.
I was pescatarian for about 6 months.
Mm.
And so I haven't eaten beef or pork in many years.
Same.
But the chicken was my issue.
Yes.
And it was hard
too.
for me to find something else that substituted that. So I was going to restaurants and getting the soy chicken. It just didn't taste the same, and I just couldn't. I found myself eating more junk food.
Yeah, you know what? Not right now, but we should try to do like a week of vegan.
I can do that.
A week.
We should.
I actually have been vegan for like a couple of months. Just
no dairy though.
No dairy, nothing.
That's the hardest thing for me.
Yeah, I don't like dairy though.
I don't care for it, but it's in.
I cannot eat cheese. I love cheese.
I like
we eating
cheese.
pizza right now.
Yeah, look
This
at us.
is bad.
We should try one time to do a week.
Although
see
they
how
do
it
have
goes.
like cashew cheese and stuff like that.
I feel like you have to plan your meals if you're going to go vegan.
That's the thing.
And if we can't be eating,
You can't
I don't
be
know about
outside
this, but
trying to figure it out. And that's what I was doing. I was
Yeah.
outside trying to figure out, all right, man, I'm hungry, what I'm going to eat. And you see, the problem is when you get hungry, you wind up eating anything because
Yes.
you're starving.
that's why you got to plan.
Yeah.
You have to have a plan before you get hungry.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I feel like I had to be home when I did it. Like I couldn't be traveling too much.
It's easier to do that when you're home.
But it's a lifestyle, so I
manage it.
think you should be able to maneuver around and move around when you're trying to do this too.
Well, I feel like Pinky has encouraged a lot of people to try this lifestyle. She has a book out, by the way. And this is why being home could be good too. It's called Eat Plants, Bitch.
I love
That's what it's called.
Can I say it after she said it?
I know. I mean, I knew I could
What's
say
your
it.
show? So I mean,
Yes, and so it has some great recipes, and you would never know that these meals are actually vegan. She has people try out some of the food on stage to figure out which one is vegan and which isn't, and a lot of people couldn't tell the difference.
I've never had any of her stuff.
All right, well, we have to make sure you do.
Okay.
And that is Pinky Cole for Women's History Month. Now, when we come back, Larsa Pippen is going to be joining us. She, too, is an entrepreneur, and she feels like she doesn't get the credit that she deserves for any of those things. But we're also going to break some stories. On Way Up with Angela Yee, Larsa Pippen next.
Yeah, listen. You vibing way up with Angela Yee. Back at it. You vibing way up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. New Maino. Maino's here.
Way up.
And I'm not just a brand, I'm my own brand. Jasmine Brand is here.
I'm here.
That's right. And we are going to be interviewing Larsa Pippen in a second.
Okay, but first.
Yeah, I know yesterday I was on Tamron Hall. And that was cool because, I'm a big fan of Tamron Hall's. I've interviewed her before on The Breakfast Club and at Essence Festival. She actually learned how to swim during her time off during the pandemic too.
During COVID?
During COVID. I don't know if it was during that or when, remember she left the Today Show.
Oh, yeah.
She had a break then too.
Anyway, she's an adult when she learned how to swim, which is dope.
Right. She's like, Angela, you gotta learn how to swim.
You don't know how to swim?
No. Do you?
Of course. Dive, backflip, whatever.
Why are you trying to make me feel worse?
I'm like really,
He's a
really
fish.
good. Yeah.
He's a fish.
It's born in water.
Okay, keep going, Maino.
All right. Well, Maino can hold his breath, ladies. But here is a little snippet of what I had a conversation with Tamron Hall about yesterday.
You said you one day realized you were $30,000 in credit card debt?
Yes.
When was that?
That was a lot earlier on. This is when I was doing management. I was managing J Electronica at the time.
And I know that on your show on Wednesdays, you talk about financial literacy. I think we have a clip, Wealth Wednesdays. Let's take a look.
and then knowing when it's time to leave your 9 to 5 and actually jump out there. So what advice do you give? Because I get that question all the time.
My advice for people is to set a quit number, meaning you have a goal, and if you reach that goal, you quit at that moment.
Did you take that advice when you left the Breakfast Club? Did you look at your bank account and say, I've got the quit money to go?
I was fortunate enough that at that point I had different properties, I have income coming in from that, and I have my businesses.
So the answer is yes. You had
I
quit
also knew if I wasn't going to do this new show when I was leaving, if I decided to leave the Breakfast Club at any point, I make enough money outside of there that I could be okay.
Whoop, talk that talk.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
And it's important to know that it's not like I come from money at all. And I've always had it.
Just joking.
I was like, definitely not. I definitely struggled for a long time to get to where I am today, but I'm fortunate. Jasmine every day be like, we blessed, girl.
That's right. Blessed. Count your blessings. Feel grateful.
She done said it to me, Maino.
Said it to me.
I say that to everybody
Gotta
that I
remind
care
yourself.
about. Yeah.
Right.
We are blessed.
We are blessed. Yes.
And then she does this high five.
Well, I dap Maino. I'll high five you. And I think we should come up with a handshake. I gotta come up with a handshake for Dan, our producer, our board op, Nick. I have to come up with a handshake for them.
How you don't remember all those different handshakes?
I'm not just a brand, I'm my own brand.
I don't know, the high five, I feel like I have to do the high five,
It's not optional. When I put my hand up there, you must meet me.
You know how like little kids, you be trying to, come on, high five, high five.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Like.
How about one handshake for the whole crew?
Okay. Are you against handshake? Is it high fives? Are we too old for high fives?
No,
Is that what
no.
It's just
we
weird.
do a high five. It's just
all right, well,
okay. All right.
Thank y'all for make sure you watch the whole Chairman Hall interview. When we come back, Larsa Pippen is going to be joining us, and I'm excited for that because Marcus Jordan is here too. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
Come right back.
More now.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and Jasmine, Brand, and Maino are here, guest co-hosting. And we have a special guest. Larsa Pippen is here.
Hi, guys.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you're on Real Housewives of Miami. You were on the first season, but then you left, right? What made you decide, okay, I actually will come back and rejoin the cast?
I feel like when I was on, it was 12 years ago, I was like married. My kids were really young. It was hard and it was challenging because my ex didn't really want me to be on the show. So fast forward, I came back to the show because my kids are older. I feel like I'm in Miami. I figured why not just do the show.
What's been the biggest difference from the first time you were on to present day being on the show? What's been the biggest difference in terms of your experience?
I feel like when I was on the show before, I was really like a housewife.
Yes.
And this time around, I feel like I'm like independent. I like working. I like making my own money. I want to be, in charge of my own destiny. I feel like, and now I'm in that vessel where I get to make my own decisions. I was married at like 21 years old, so I feel like I really didn't have control over like anything. I was like still in college when I met Scotty. So it was like my whole life is different now than it was then. Kind of living my 20s again. It's great.
You were having a good time. Maino, before you came in, he was like, what I like about her is that she really don't give a F what people think.
Right. I like that about you, that your level of not caring is different because you got to understand.
It's top tier.
It's top tier because it takes a lot to not care about what other people think, right? Because a lot of times we do things and it's reflected through the eyes of others. So like you live in your life at a way where people talk a lot, but it doesn't seem like you ever phased.
No, because I feel like I'm a good person. At the end of the day, I always do the right thing. As long as my family's good, my parents, my kids are good, we're all like doing well, we're all happy. That's all that matters to me. I feel like people are always going to hate. When you're doing the right thing, I've always done the right thing and people have hated on me.
That's right.
And I feel like people never wanted to see me win. I feel like when I left my ex, a lot of times people want to see you, they can't imagine you without that person. So you're automatically at a negative.
Right.
They're like, oh, I hope she doesn't get this. I hope she doesn't get that. And every time I've had obstacles, I feel like God keeps like blessing me.
You know what? Sometimes I think as women too, people also assume that, and especially being married to somebody like Scottie Pippen, they assume that you have what you have because of him, and that outside of that, you don't have anything, but you've always done your own thing and been an entrepreneur. I saw your new condo that you got.
I saw the photos.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
You guys gotta come over.
But I think people need to understand that too, that just because you're married to somebody that may have been who they are, that doesn't mean you don't have anything going on.
No, totally. I feel like I used to manage his whole life. So it wasn't like I was just sitting there, going shopping every day, doing my nails. Like I managed his whole life. I have 4 amazing kids that I raised. Like, a lot of people take things and they just see them, like you said, like from the lens of their own experiences. I see everything in a positive light. I see you can tell me the craziest story. A person did this. I'm like, good people make bad decisions.
No judgment. Do you feel like, like you still live in the shadow of your other relationship, even in your new relationship? like every time you turn around, it's like, you know, Scotty's ex or Scotty's ex-wife?
I feel like I've kind of like made my own lane, to be honest with you. I'm kind of like in a different place now. And it probably is because of Housewives. You know, I've kind of branched off because I feel like I was really like in like the basketball world, and now I'm kind of in a different, you know, lane.
Now, I was dead wrong, and I want to say Marcus Jordan is here too, and I love Marcus. All right,
Marcus, we want you to talk sometimes.
Yeah, he's like no, but I actually know I went to the grand opening for Historic Trophy Room in Orlando. I think, you know, Marcus is amazing. Like, and when you guys first started dating, I don't know if you were dating or not yet, but when you were pictured together, I was on the Breakfast Club, and I was like, no, they're just out eating. Like, they know each other.
But we were.
Yeah. Okay.
We
so
weren't
that's
dating.
what I wanted to clarify.
Yeah. We really weren't dating. We actually met at a party 4 years ago, and I feel like a lot of people want to like spin things like, oh, they've known each other their whole life, and I'm like, by the way, we did not. I just met him 4 years ago. You know, when his dad and Scotty played together, they were like not together. His mom and dad were not together. I was in college. Like, we missed each other. You know, we missed that little era. So it's like we were friends. We met 4 years ago. We were friends. We have mutual friends. So we were like in the same group like a lot. And it's funny because I was trying to set him up with all my friends.
Wait a minute, what?
Marcus had his own goals.
Really?
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, I don't want them. I want you.
Wait a minute.
I was literally like telling all my friends in Miami, I'm like, you gotta make like, you know, make time to meet him. He's so cute.
Did he ever go on any dates with any of your friends?
No.
Good job.
What he was doing.
No, but I
Good job.
literally was like, I would hype him up to all my friends. I'm like, he's a great guy. You should date him. You guys, he's coming to town. He's coming to Miami. You guys should hang
He
out.
probably was making up excuses.
Guys are so sneaky.
Yeah.
Marcus, was this your goal, like in your head?
No, there was no goal. We're like best friends.
We really are. We just have fun together. I feel like we have a lot of like similarities. You know, we're both from Chicago. We both love basketball. We both love business stuff. We're both very, very family oriented. I feel like it's like we have a lot of similar things, you know, like upbringings.
So when did things shift? When was it like, well, forget my friends?
And how did you know? Like, oh, wait a minute.
We honestly were hanging out as friends, and then like the more and more we spent time together, it was just like inevitable.
Sparks was flying.
I know.
Yeah, but it
That's the best thing when you start off as friends, though. I'm going to be honest. I always feel like in relationships, y'all should be friends first before anything. And I feel like that really sets the foundation.
No, it really does. And I'm like lucky I get to hang out with my best friend.
Because I know on Real Housewives, they were trying to act like you weren't being honest.
But,
you know,
but that's the thing. You know what? I think like a lot of times publicly people think that there's like more to the story.
Because sometimes there is.
But like in this case, there wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, really, we're just friends. We're just like friends. We're just hanging out. And like we lived in 2 different states. So it wasn't like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like we were together all the time. But when they would see us together, they would always be like, oh, they're together. I'm like, by the way, that's not what it was.
Right.
Until they saw that kissing photo and they're like, okay,
here we go.
They're not just friends anymore.
I mean, everything happens for a reason, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to rejoin for another season?
I think so. I think it's been a good experience for me, you know, hanging out with like strong women. I like the camaraderie. I live in Miami. It's like perfect.
What's the toughest part about being on the show?
I don't know. It's a lot of cat fights. I'm not really a fighter.
Okay.
I feel like I don't like to start the drama, but I'm from Chicago. Like if you start it, I'll finish it type thing.
Okay.
But I don't want to be that person. But sometimes it's like you're forced to be that person. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that person. But they started calling me like the larcenist.
Larcenist.
Because I just like, you know,
fire.
You start fires?
No, they just said you exaggerate, right?
Fire
That
starter.
I don't. But I don't. I just feel like if you say one bad thing about me, I will say 2 bad things about you. That's
Oh,
kinda
she'll
how
double
works.
it up.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean, I just feel like isn't that what normal people do? Like, don't talk about me. And I
We're all
will talk about you.
Yeah, I love that. I love the larcenist. That's kind of, you got to do something with that name. Yeah, she got to do something with that.
That's kind of like been my nickname. I don't know.
I feel like that could
I'm
be
like
something.
a lover, though. I'm not even like that.
Do you feel like you're misunderstood on the show? Or do you feel like it's pretty accurate what we see on the show?
Well, I feel like, you know, when you're put in a situation where like some people bring out the best in you and some people don't bring out the best in you.
Okay.
So sometimes some people bring out the best in me and sometimes they don't bring out the best in me. So you get to, you know, we're all layered. There's a lot of different layers to us. So I feel like, you know,
She's like, yeah,
that's fun.
But is Marcus going to be on the new season?
I don't know. Marcus, you're going to be on the new season?
Yes or no, Marcus?
You're working on it?
It sounds like perhaps.
Oh, that is so sweet. What a nice
What
guy.
is her best friend?
Good guy, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good guy. So, but look, it was, I guess, somewhat controversial just because of the history between, you know, Scotty and Michael Jordan. So, what was that like for you? Did you have some hesitation at all? Thinking like, man, this is going to be like
a thing.
Yeah. I think we both kind of did, to be honest with you. Like, it wasn't something like, it's weird because like there's like a billion, how many billions of people? Like 6 billion people in the world, right? Like, what are the chances that right? But I just feel like you fall. It's like falling into a hole. You don't really see it sometimes. You just kind of fall into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And how is it with the families now? Like with the kids, everybody's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like everyone's good. I think people at the end of the day want to see you happy. You know, I feel like I want to be happy. He wants to be happy. Our families want to see us happy. And if you're with someone that makes you happy and brings out the best of you, then like, why not?
All right. That is Larsa Pippen joining us on Way Up with Angela Yee. And we have more with her when we come back.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
That's like my thing too. So I invested in like Tonal. You're familiar with Tonal?
Oh yeah, the workout.
that?
That's the workout thing. I love that. I tried that actually.
Tonal?
Yeah, it's like an amazing workout. It's digital training, and it's like you can get a full body workout, but it has pulls and like weights. It's digital like weight training.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
It's really cool. And then I've invested in like a company called Halo. It's a dog collar company. It keeps track of your dog. It has an invisible fence. So like if you wanted your dog to play in the backyard, it's really expensive to put an invisible fence in your backyard. But this is like easy. You just set up borders, and your dog won't leave the area.
And what do you do for yourselves when it's time to kind of like wind down? Because I also know for a fact that it isn't easy sometimes to have people like talking about you and going on social media, and now this person's saying that and it's not true. Sometimes it can get a little overbearing. As much as we want to say we're strong and it doesn't bother me and I signed up for this, so it is what it is, but at times it could be the wrong day, right? What do you do for yourself?
You know, I feel like I just surround myself with like positive people. We're all human. We all want to be happy. We all want to be successful. Like, I just want to be around people that like empower me and I empower. I don't want to be around people that are just like negative, talking about other people. Like, I'm not a part of that community. You know what I mean? I never have been. That's probably why I don't really care what other people think.
Mm-hmm. What about your kids, like your son? Because, you know, they do have social media and they are seeing stories. So when you speak to him about stories that they run in about you, about, you know, your relationships or whatever, how does that work?
You know, we're really close. My kids and I are like best friends, so we kind of talk about everything. We discuss everything. They're a part of everything with me. So before anything comes out, they already know the real story. They already know the real thing. So we kind of laugh about it while we're having dinner, while we're like baking cupcakes. You know, we talk about everything, and I feel like my kids are really well grounded.
Are you open to having more kids?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
She like, damn.
I don't know. I feel like I have 4 kids. They're great. They're all smart. They're all cute.
They are cute.
They are. Yeah, we were looking at them.
Kids are good looking.
They're so sweet, and they're like such good kids. I'm so proud of them.
Marcus, I saw a story about you maybe going back to play basketball again.
No, there's no truth to that.
Okay, you saw that, right?
There's a lot of stories. I feel like there's so many stories. I don't even know, like...
What's the craziest story you've seen about...
Well, they're saying we're having a baby. I'm like, we are?
Oh, Jasmine just started that just now.
That's been online.
I just asked that because I know women sometimes want to continue to have children. Like when they, so...
I don't know. I feel like I just read that. We just read that. And we were like...
Yeah.
So that's false.
Was it on the Jasmine brand?
It was not.
The Jasmine.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, is there anything that you want to say that you want people to know about you that maybe they don't know? Because I think this is a good opportunity for you to say, okay, I just want to put it out there. Larsa Pippen, I
feel like I'm happy. I'm independent. I feel good. You know, I feel like my kids are in a great place. And I'm doing everything every other person wants to do. I just feel like sometimes I get judged because, our age difference. If he was 16 years older, like we wouldn't be having conversations like sometimes about the age thing. Or if I wasn't married to someone famous, like I wouldn't, I feel like I'm a person. I want to live my life. I want to be happy. And it's kind of what I'm doing,
Yeah, you definitely are.
I am.
And looking good doing it too.
I know, right?
I saw everybody on the show talking about your butt. They were like, oh my God, she has the most perfect.
Oh my gosh. That was the one compliment they gave me. I had 10 other haters on that show.
How do I get your butt?
I'll get you a tonal.
Okay.
I knew she was going to say that.
Yeah, I'll get you a tonal.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much again for coming to join us. It was a pleasure to meet you.
So fun.
And if you have anybody from Maino,
because you wanted to hook,
there's a lot of.
Why don't you just all the people that you were trying to put on, Marcus? Why don't you just?
Yeah, and I'm low key.
Well, yeah, right. You're not low key though, so.
Even Marcus laughed at that.
Larsa I ain't put my friends with him.
You're a little more of a liability. Like, I don't know. Wow. I don't know you like that. I'm just saying, like,
you might be accurate.
Because I feel like I don't know you personally, but I just feel like you might be a little more high risk.
Really?
Wow. There's like a 1 to 10 risk factor, and I feel like
what?
He's a high risk investment.
Not high, but you're just like
six.
What number?
6, 7.
Yeah, you're a tight 6.5.
But with the high risk comes a great reward.
Exactly.
Right?
No, because you just need the right person to make you your best version of you.
We know a lot about perception because the way people perceive things may not always be what it really is. People perceive you to be one way and it may not be, right?
Oh, God, Maino.
Right. Gift of gab. Over there
trying to turn this whole thing around.
No, you're right. But I do feel like this. I feel like people should know what they sign up for. So, for instance, for me, like before I dive into the pool, I need to know the temperature, how deep it is, and if I can swim in it.
So that's a no for hooking him up with one of your friends.
It's a no for me, dog.
No, I have to
It's
find.
a no for me, dog.
I have to find.
See, they was already friends. They was already friends. And it was
met
easy.
4 years before that.
Right, but it was easy for her to present him because it was like he was a
Right.
good dude. She don't know me.
Yeah.
And it was like
She'll
I
know
can't
the
even
temperature, the
vouch
depth.
for him. I
Yeah.
can't
Right.
vouch for this
Okay,
guy.
but you can say that. You can say I can't vouch for
this
him.
guy.
Right.
She said it's a no for me, dog.
It's a no for
No,
me,
I didn't
bro.
say it like that. I just said I don't know. I just feel like sometimes like you have to. I feel like for
You said I was high risk though.
No, only because I feel
hard
like you need
6.5.
because you've never been married, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? Okay, I didn't know. Oh,
5 times.
No, he's lying.
Oh.
You're already lying.
I'm saying, like, I think, like, you're going to need a specific woman that comes in and just, like, knocks you out. Like, you're just obsessed with her.
Right.
And then that'll be the woman that you're going to be with. Like, it needs to be someone strong. It's got her stuff together where she just, like, comes in and takes over.
Indeed.
And then you're just, like, sprung. And you're
He
like,
has someone in mind.
Let's leave that alone.
Wait, I'm not going to say it.
oh, well, you can tell me later.
Yeah, we'll tell her after.
Let's leave it
But
alone.
it still felt like a no. But
Yeah, it was a no, definitely.
It's a no for me, dog.
It was a nice no. It's a no for me, dog.
But thank you so much again,
you,
and we'll be
guys.
watching and keeping up with you. We're glad that you're coming back for the next season too.
Thank you.
And that Marcus will be on there with you as well. I
will.
cannot wait to see him open up.
Oh, yeah. He's going to talk.
So cute.
All right, well, thank you so much to Larsa Pippen for joining us, and my high-risk friend Maino, and Jasmine Brand. And now we do have Ask Ye when we come back, 800-292-5150. Any question you have, we are here to help, even if you're high risk. On Way Up with Angela Yee.
Hey, everybody, whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
You should know.
This is Ask Ye.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it's time for Ask Ye. Maino's here.
Yes, I am.
3 slices in. Jasmine Brand is here.
1 slice in.
Leanna, what's up?
I'm feeling good. How you feeling today, Angela?
I'm good. It's me, Maino, and Jasmine, and we're here for your Ask Ye. What's your
Hello.
question?
Hey, y'all. So basically, my question is, I got this girlfriend. I've been with her for almost 3 years now, and everything's going good. But I want her to move, and I want her to, move forward. And I know that she loves me, and I love her. Oh, I can't cuss. Sorry. But I've looked into job opportunities. I've looked into housing and schools. And my question is really just, how do I get her to trust me enough to make that move and know that, I would never, take them somewhere and not have a plan or you know what I'm saying? Like, not be sufficient for the kids and for her.
Right. Because that's a difficult one. She's probably comfortable where she's at. And for some people, it's scary to just uproot and go somewhere else, right?
That's right.
Very.
Yes. Very, very scary. We've been best friends, though, before we got together, though. So we've been friends all my life. And then, we reached out on this new journey the last couple years. But I'm just ready to take it up a notch.
That's good.
Is it possible that you can go and get everything situated and for a period of time be long distance so she can feel more comfortable? Like, okay, the house is set up.
Right.
We have everything there. You have financially, you got the job, you got things going on so that person can, so that now she can be like, okay, now I feel a little more comfortable because it's not like we're both going there cold.
That's something to definitely think about. I think I don't want to be without her,
Oh, that's so sweet.
No, what do you think, Maino?
I think you're right. I think she should set everything up as much as she can and do as much as in her power and kind of like, show her that, look, I got this already set up.
I got us.
I got us. Kind of like do more, communicating and try to show her more with action. And I think it'll work.
Yeah, you got to just go because it's scary for people. I can understand that. If somebody was like, I'm in a relationship and it could be somebody I'm really close with, but I'm comfortable where I'm at.
Right. And she has children, right?
Right.
And that's a huge commitment
That's really
for her.
big.
Yeah, that affects
School,
everybody.
daycare, whatever. It's a whole logistics thing, too. So,
But I think if you can just make it a more comfortable, this is what you want to do, and you feel like this could be best for her because you also don't want her to go and then be resentful that she left.
Right.
But if you can just get everything together, make her feel like, okay, look at how amazing this is. Let them come.
Right.
Maybe they're not there all the time, full time at first, and then they can ease into it. That might be a better way.
Right.
A compromise.
Yeah, that sounds real good. Yeah, compromise. I'm always willing to compromise and meet halfway.
It's a nice lady. Yeah.
All right, well, let us know what happens. Keep us updated.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
All right, well, that was Ask Ye. When we come back, we have Last Word. That's when you all call in 800-292-5150, and you get to say whatever you want to say about today's show. Maybe you didn't get through to leave a comment earlier. We want to hear from you on Way Up with Angela Yee.
The phone. Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard. What the word is. Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. Da-da. You hear the song?
Da-da.
Yes, Jasmine Brand is here. Maino is here.
And I'm never leaving. I'm here to stay.
Let me tell you something. You know how you got to be a good influence on people?
You're bad.
We were not a good influence on Maino today.
We fed him jelly beans. We fed him pizza. We are, behind the scenes, we are not being a good influence.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad. He was like, I started my diet this morning. I had an orange.
And I said, Maino, what was the plan? Like, what was the? He said, no pizza, no jelly beans, no shots. I'm
now,
like,
to be fair, I didn't tell Maino to eat 4 slices of pizza.
Really? Was it really 4? Was it really 4?
And to be fair, I didn't even offer you my jelly beans.
What? You know, those jelly beans started to talk to me after a while.
Brooklyn keeps on taking it. What did they say? They said, eat me?
Uh-oh.
The
Okay,
jelly
guys.
beans.
Okay, all right.
Jelly beans.
Okay.
Don't breathe.
All right.
Anyway, the jelly beans were talking to him. But make sure y'all catch my Tamron Hall interview. I did at Tamron Hall yesterday.
Yes.
Jasmine's like, Angela, you got to talk about that more.
Because I feel like it's a big deal, and I feel like sometimes, first of all, it's Women's History Month, and I feel like sometimes we don't celebrate ourselves because we don't want to say it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we should talk about that.
That's why I let you say it just now.
Yeah. Check out Angela's Tamron Hall interview. You can see it on YouTube. It was a really good conversation about women in business, women in radio, and how you're the first.
Yeah, starting my own show up
in this
here.
space. Yeah, we should
on
talk about
iHeart.
that.
Grateful for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, I have a quick question. Since it's Women's History Month, we got to find Maino woman. So maybe tomorrow we can do that.
Okay.
Is that so?
Let's
we
make
back?
history.
Maino Chachin?
Yes,
No, talk about
it's
that
Friday,
tomorrow.
so we'll talk about that tomorrow. But in the meantime, it's the last words. This is when you get to weigh in on everything that happened on the show today. I know we were really talking heavily about if you didn't like your friend's fiance or whoever they were with, would you tell them or not? So call us up, 800-292-5150. We're always listening to your message and playing them every single day.
Hey, Yee, it's Mimi Madison. I'm a hair braider out of Brooklyn. I want to shine a light on myself and on my small business. My Instagram is _Mimi Madison. Come get your hair braided, Yee.
I want to shine a light on my girlfriend, Keisha Invite, K-Love. She's been there for me through hell the past couple months, and I just appreciate her. And shout out to North New Jersey. That's about it.
My name's Amanda, and I had to tell my friend. It was her 21st birthday party, and we were all drinking, of course, and her husband kept asking me, I guess, to go home with him. But I knew my friend, couldn't consent, so I was really like, no, I'm not doing that. And then finally he asked me and offered money, and I was so offended and so taken back that I really had to leave the party. My friend took me home the next day. Sure enough, the birthday girl showed up and asked me what happened, and I told her, I flat out told her everything. No apology, no nothing. Kind of just said okay and left, and they're still married 3 kids later. And every once in a while, she'll check my Instagram story, but nothing ever since.
If my man's wife cheated, that's lost. He definitely gonna be known. It's definitely gonna be known. I don't care who it is, when it is. If the marriage is today, and then he find out she cheating, I'm letting you know, cause that's lost. And if my sister out here about to get married and I find out she cheating, I'm gonna let her mans know too, cause that's tough. It's monotony real out here. If I'm smacking off some guy's shorty, I'm gonna let cuz know I'm smacking his shorty. It's something, it's law.
Going way up with Angela Yee.